Hello, Wastelanders. Hey now, I I also have it. Yeah, I'm trying something a little bit different because I really wanted some kind of high roller suite like 21 pun. So, yeah. Yeah. I I max saturated it while I was listening to some synthwave this morning. That's the way you do it. Well, we're hearing Oakhart from the other side of the room at her office or wherever she works, the fish factory. She is at work in theory. It would be, but I feel like our patron deserves, to be properly flanked by um no, no. There you go. Yeah, you are literally killing us. Oh my god. We're going to have to kick her. Okay, there we go. Woo! Yeah. I was about to trying to do that myself. They reached a certain breaking point. No. We'll combine it soon enough at some point. Oh, yeah. Is she in a quiet place now? Yeah, it sounded like you put the phone in like a blender or like a espresso machine. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought you were British, not French. Your day job can't be that easy. Woo! No, it's just a total shit show. But why's the rum gone? Yeah. Oh my god. I am literally freaking out. Sorry, what was that again? I have no idea. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, it's, yeah. Yeah. I tried to make it look like a window on like an opposite hotel, but fuck it. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, you gotta plunge things. That's actually a sink plunger. You shouldn't use that on a toilet. Yeah. Yeah, that is because the toilet plunger has the little like the funnel tip that goes in the actual whatever. That's how you know the difference, because the sink plunger is made to seal around the flat surface of a sink, be it enamel or yeah. Yeah. See, I might be an engineer, but I've worked a day job. I know how it goes. I worked at a Subway, man. A Subway in a water park. I could tell you, I had more stories from that than my first 5 years in an office. Let me tell you. You should. Oh my god. Yeah, so, Whoa, hold up now. Give me a second. People are only hearing me? What in the hell? What are you talking about? Oh my god. Oh no. No, don't tell me it's only been broadcasting me. Shit. I can splice back in the audio. Oh my god.
It's true. Only Skybolt is coming through on the actual podcast, so he looks a little insane at the moment.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. This has never happened. I haven't reset my computer. Like, okay, I had to factory reset my cell phone, so that I've had to redo everything, but why the hell did this turn off? What in the literal fuck? God damn it. Oh my god.
Shall we start over?
I guess.
That would explain why nobody said anything about my voice, which I'm kind of glad about.
Son of a bitch. I'm sorry.
That doesn't
Yeah,
actually
restart.
hear you.
Damn it.
Oh my fucking god! So, what we have had is like, we've had like what 2 minutes? No, 10 minutes. The podcast has been going for 10 minutes.
10 minutes of just Skype.
Jesus Christ. Okay, it's okay. I have the Skype recorder. I can splice back in everything else at another point. Damn it. It'll be in the podcast download when I actually update the downloads on the Bandcamp. You guys can hear all that. That's super secret deleted scenes pre-show. Only for EAST Corp First members.
Only for
God, EAST Corp First. Well, I mean, we probably can't make too much fun of Rooster Teeth First, considering that our Patreon
we're completely model ourselves after it. Yeah.
We've done the exact same thing, except ours is like 3 days, not a week.
Yeah.
Mm.
We also don't take it up the ass from full screen.
Hot.
Yeah, so we've started the Rooster Teeth salt already.
No, I'm just mad at myself. Okay, restart.
Can everybody
everybody
hear us now?
Yeah,
yeah.
Can everyone?
To. I'm seeing the.
Can everyone hear us now? Let's see if everyone can hear us now. Someone in the comments say if you can hear the sound of my voice.
Should we give code words? Like each character says a word, and they have to say the word. It's almost like a key to be let into the podcast. Like James's password key is zebra dick. You have to type that, otherwise we don't know if you guys can hear us or not.
I'm pretty sure Vermont's secret password is, Terminal Secret's best series.
Okay, so if we see either one of those pop up in the live chat, we'll know that they're listening.
We'll know that they're listening.
Until then, we go back to silence.
We've got 7 people watching, so hopefully one of them will type something in.
One moment. And
We can hear everybody now. I just listened.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
Awesome, good. Quick, someone type zebra dick.
Hey!
Yeah,
All right.
dick.
We have zebra dick.
All right.
Should be the actual new name of the podcast, of this podcast episode. Houston, we have zebra dick.
Oakart left.
She'll be back. She's always like that. Yeah. Okay. Welcome again to the podcast, everyone. Woo! Fuck.
So this is the Skybolt for 10 minutes podcast.
God damn it.
So none of you guys could hear this, but the rest of us were killing ourselves fucking laughing.
We actually had a really
Why
great
didn't
10
nobody
minutes,
say
too.
anything?
Yeah.
Ah! Oakart, killing you again.
Jesus Christ, Oakart. Okay, so what do we need to recap for the audience? So
Fucking everything.
we have Indy here.
Yeah, let's do that.
Indy's a Patreon. Indy's a patron. He's giving us money to appear on the podcast. Skybot was bitching about Rooster Teeth. Needle Stitch is giving Oakart a hand job.
What?
The pictures that we were talking about. Your so and something. And the Vault 21 background. And something about plungers. Needle Stitch doesn't know
The mysterious plunger plate.
Yeah, the plungers. There's apparently such a thing as a sink plunger, which I don't know why you would need a sink plunger, to be honest.
If you clog up your what is it, the food processor or garbage disposal.
We don't have those in South Africa.
Oh.
That's the purpose of garbage disposal, though, is
You
to
don't
clean
have
and clog.
garbage disposal?
No, we don't. Like literally, it took me fucking years to figure out what the fuck they were talking about. No, all we do is we just scrape our garbage into the dustbin and then rinse it out in the sink and then put it in the dishwasher or wash it ourselves. Fucking, we don't have garbage disposal thingies here, which is probably a good thing, since that that also means we have 0 people with arms destroyed by garbage disposal. And
but it makes for such a great scene in horror movies.
yeah, every every single fucking TV show or horror movie has at least one fucking thing about a garbage disposal unit.
Yeah.
It took me so long to figure that out though. Why Americans kept sticking their hands down their sinks and getting their arms chopped off. Like, there's no knives in the sink. Is there a monster living there?
You don't put
in
your
America,
hand.
there are knives in the sink.
Well, I mean,
It's essentially an industrial blender motor in there and blades. That's all it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
So just don't stick your hand in there.
Yeah. That is then don't turn it on. Just if you drop a ring down there or something, just turn everything off and then open up the catch in the bottom and go fish it out, and there you go.
I would legit just not wash the dishes while wearing a ring.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's why you take it off before you start washing dishes.
I would also just legit not wash the dishes.
Yeah, there's also that. That's what dishwashers are for.
I was about to say that's what having a wife is for, but I mean, you basically get the same thing.
Oh, no.
Hey, guys. What do you do when your dishwasher is broken?
What do you do when your dishwasher is broken?
Calling you?
Divorce her.
You hit her.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's weird.
I can say that 'cause I'm a woman.
Are you?
Oh!
Now we're asking the real questions.
Indeed?
For instance,
I don't know. I've seen pictures.
I know where you live.
I've seen pictures and videos.
I live at work. So yes, technically where I live.
hey, that's where I live too.
She sounds like a woman. She sounds like a woman, and she's got boobs. So
yeah, that is true.
I'm thinking she's female.
Both of you are punched in the faces.
What?
But you already owe me multiple punches because it's me.
Because you're an asshole.
I am. But you did get a ride blackjack, so
I did.
Chicka bow wow.
you got to ride yourself. You got to ride yourself.
She hurt my ass. It was great.
Sorry,
So Indy and I are actually friends outside of the podcast.
We were picking
met
that up,
at
yeah.
Everfree.
yeah,
we met at Everfree while we were doing Royal Guard stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, year 2.
I think I was there. Is that the 2012 one?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
No.
Our first year at Hilton.
Shit.
No, it
2013.
was 2013. No, 2014.
I was there too. All right. Yeah, I had to fly that year. That was a fly from Virginia, which was much further.
It was the year that you remember that guy who was in line that I almost punched because he was an asshole? Yeah,
I've heard
that year.
Story. I've heard. Oh god, I remember hearing the con horror stories. That was when we first met.
Con horror stories are pretty fun. Yeah, I think that was podcast 6 or something.
Oh, did we actually talk about it in the podcast too?
I feel like we did at some point. We have 40 hours of podcasting, so who even knows?
Yeah, actually no, we've been. I suppose it's 40, 50 hours of podcasting.
Especially if you count the HawkCon stream and some stuff like that.
Yeah, so after a while we do sort of start to lose track, which originally when I used to watch the Rooster Teeth podcast, I was very surprised that they kept forgetting things that they said and did in the podcast. And now I'm like, oh god, I get it. I completely fucking get it.
Well, they used to have Monty to correct them because he'd always, come right on in and be like, hey guys, you talked about this already on this podcast number. And it's like, we don't all remember the podcast number, Monty. And it's like, this is coming from me too, which is, I listened through all of those several times in freaking university because, you're stuck between classes and you don't want to do homework. So you just kind of chill someplace.
Oh, I gotta say that has been really, really refreshing. When people say that when people tell us that they in the comment section that they listen to us, on the drive home to work or between classes and shit, it's like, hey, I used to do that with podcasts myself. That makes me so happy.
We finally made it.
Mohan actually, there's Mr. Mohan, Mr. Person, that pony person in the chat who did point out that the
Oh my god.
dishwater disposal thingies, the blades inside the thingy that we were talking about, those things are a device of Darwin's selection, which actually does make sense.
Yes, absolutely. You gotta cleanse the gene pool every once in a while.
Careful with that.
That just sounds so bad.
You don't want to push that too far.
Yeah, every
You know?
once in a while. Yeah, you just, you take the labels off of irons, you remove the watch your step signs, and then you let nature take place.
Exactly.
Right?
You
We
know?
only want to get rid of the idiots. We
Yeah.
don't want to get rid of any particular race or any particular species.
No.
We just want to get rid of the idiots.
No, stupidity
maybe
has no boundaries.
Except maybe the Dutch a little bit.
Oh.
What?
Maybe a few Germans. Some
What?
Irish. I'm saying that because I know that. I'm saying that because I know that there's going to be that there are going to be German, Irish, and Dutch listening to this podcast.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at the chat, and Feather Scratch says remove the caution hot label from coffee cups.
There you
So I
go.
actually have a story about that. Okay.
Oh no.
So at Starbucks, when you get a coffee, it says, caution beverages hot. Because people are stupid and they don't realize that, hey, fresh coffee is hot. And then I went to another coffee shop. It was while I was working at the airport. I think it wasn't Dutch Brothers. I don't remember, but it was another coffee shop, and I don't particularly like it because their coffee tastes burned. But I went there, and I got a cup of coffee, and I looked at the cup, and it says, we would put a warning hot label, but you're smart enough to buy our coffee, so we don't have to.
Oh, I like that. That's clever.
I was like, this is sassy, and I like
Well,
it.
you know, especially growing up
Please.
in America in the 90s, that was a major lawsuit. Was this woman got a cup of coffee and the lid didn't sit completely right, and so she completely burned the cooter, and then that was a major lawsuit. And
No, she didn't. It wasn't because of the lid. It was because she stuck the coffee between her legs.
oh, that's right. And then she squeezed it right, and it popped open.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh.
And either way, so yeah, that they built in special limiters into all the McDonald's hot coffee machines to you cut that off as soon as possible.
Though, to be
that's
fair,
right. McDonald's.
sorry, what?
I forgot that was McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, you burned your crotch.
Although, to be fair,
Oh.
to be fair, I mean, I remember a breakdown on sort of trying to separate all the fact from fiction on that story about the fact that a lot of what we believe about that story was smear campaigning from McDonald's themselves.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, which does actually make a lot of sense. That does seem like something a corporation would do. But I do remember sort of growing up hearing all the stupid shit about lawsuits that didn't seem possible.
Oh,
Especially in America. You know, we grew up hearing a lot of silly things about America.
bro, especially in California. That's even within the U.S., California is notorious for crap like that.
Fucking, my personal favorite was, and I don't know if this is true, I don't, but I heard it back during 5th grade or something, about the dude who trying to break into a woman's house, and that he fell through the glass ceiling
Yep.
and broke several arms and bones,
Yep.
and managed to
Several
sue
arms.
several arms. Yes, more than one.
There's
broke
a
at least
question
4
in the
arms.
chat.
He broke all 4 of his arms and 3 of his legs.
And then he also
And also-
fell on a kitchen knife.
Not on a kitchen knife, but apparently he managed to sue the chick.
Guys, there's a question in the chat.
Oh no, what is it?
I've got a Fallout Equestria question that we haven't talked much about that we actually talked about in church today. What are y'all's thoughts on cults and speaking in tongues in the Fallout Equestria world, similar to the Dunwich stuff?
All right. Okay.
Oh,
Everybody
Neil's got a
fucking back up.
story.
Oh god.
Neil's got a fucking story to tell us.
No, Needle's not got a fucking story. Needle Stitch is Wiccan, okay?
Oh shit! Never mind.
I am what
Okay.
people tend to think when somebody says cult, they assume Wiccan. Cultist behavior is not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on which direction you go, obviously, but that's the same with everything, like Christianity, Catholicism, any kind of religion out there. There is always those extremist people.
I don't think
Like-
of Wiccan as cult. I think Wiccan is pagan in terms of broad terms.
A lot of people tend to think that Wiccan is Satanism.
Oh, no.
I don't know. It's all trees to me. Trees and
Now,
Worshiping Satan.
I like to use this story when telling people about, like, peaceful religion can be fucked up too. There was a Mormon, I think back in the 90s, I don't remember, but he was raised by his mother to believe that he was the next
Joseph
prophet.
Smith.
He was raised to believe that he was the next prophet. And so his entire life, he grew up getting everything that he wanted, believing that he was always right because his mother believed that he was the next prophet of God.
Oh my gosh.
And then when he grew up and he actually went through the process of trying to become the prophet, they told him that he actually was not the prophet. But he believed that he still was. So he actually convinced his brother to join, like, a little extremist Mormon cult with
Sweet.
him and then some chick who had, like, super low self-esteem. And he ended up tricking an elderly couple into believing that he was a financial advisor. And he had this planned out for 12 years. So he gave them financial advice and they invested their money. And after 12 years, he checked back in with them to see if they were at the point that he thought they were going to be at. And they were, with their money. So he killed them, took their money, and then attempted to start a new sect of Mormonism in order to, and he needed the money in order to cleanse the world of other religions.
Is you see?
So,
Okay.
what?
Sorry. Continue.
So, it really just depends on what cultist behavior is going on. Like, people say that Wiccanism is a cult. People say that Satanism is a cult. There are extremists in both sides, Satanism isn't about killing babies and sacrificing animals. It's about worship of the self. It's about thinking that you are a god. Your body is a temple. You deserve to be worshipped just as much as every other person on the world. But there are the people who are like, I'm a Satanist, I'm going to go kill goats or babies.
And
Because that's what Satanists do.
And that has been our PSA. See, I thought you were going in the direction of being like, and that guy's name was Jim Jones, and that was the rest of the story. That's what I was waiting for in that one, the Mormon guy story. Because that was crazy shit. That Jim Jones, he took, like, 1,000 people down to that little, like, French Guiana, like, enclave? Holy hell.
Yep.
That was
That-
crazy shit.
Jim Jones was,
Reverend Jim Jones.
yeah, he was a type of Christian.
Oh yeah, it's something crazy. It's fun times. In terms of what do you say specifically? Dunwich stuff. I mean, that's basically my the whole bit in Duchess Horror about how what was my character's name again? Crescendo. He basically like pulled a whole bunch of magic from a whole bunch of different, like the giraffe incantations, all that stuff. So he just like, mixed it all together in one big pot of crazy, and then when combined with the raw whatever stuff in the train, then you get, you got ghost peoples. It's fun. So yeah, I mean, we've done that in stories before. And James
Yeah.
had his what is it? The Moria's loins.
Oh God, Amoria's loins. Yes, that technically wasn't a cult though. That was just that was just people who lived near an insane tree and were very desperate to get people to not go and speak or listen to the tree because it murdered people with a song about Amoria's vagina.
Fantastic.
How do you know it was about her vagina?
Because it was called Amoria's loins.
You don't know that means it's about her vagina.
She's got a dick. Who's been
Well,
drawing
I mean,
dicks?
It's not like I wrote the episode or anything.
Zebra dicks.
Especially-
Oh, jeez. Now the whole chat's gone off. Yeah, so that's those are fun. I mean, it's just the Lovecraftian goodness. Like it's taking me forever to get through my my Lovecraft omnibus book now because I actually have a real like real engineering stuff going on. So I can't really listen to anything, which kind of sucks, but whatever. So it's been busy. But if you do get a chance at the Mountains of Madness, that is by far the most concise, sort of Lovecraftian story, and it's almost a full novel too. So,
so although the cults themselves are actually really really fun to write about, and I haven't actually had the chance to do an EAST Corp or rather a Fallout Equestria story about cults, but I have written unfinished scripts with them. Cults are so much fun when it comes to writing.
Because you can literally do anything with them.
Exactly, and they're so easy. It's so easy to make a cult or to use cults as villains.
yeah.
But then, and then of course, it's a lot of fun to portray them as villains, and then throw in sort of the you throw in a curveball, and suddenly that cast them in a sympathetic light, and it always catches them off guard. Fucking cults are so much fun to mess with when it comes to writing.
Yeah, there's on Hulu right now is that the Breaking Bad guy, what's his name, is on The Path, and I guess that's a really good cult series. It's a cult classic. Ha ha ha.
That wasn't funny.
Let's see what you did there.
You're not funny. Your face isn't funny.
I'm extremely funny.
The hand job you're giving the thin air isn't funny. And that picture,
I'm hilarious.
The Vault 21
You're
sign
doing-
needs a hand job too. Everyone deserves.
you're doing a
love.
bad job of being Steamy Stitch.
To be honest, that's not a hand. She doesn't have a hand. That's a hoof.
Hoof job. That's right.
Oof. Also,
You can't really give a hand job with a hoof.
Oh,
You'd
yes,
just
you
be
can.
pounding
You
the
just have
dick.
to determine. That's
So this
that's
was-
all that it is.
So this was actually an old running joke we used to have back in the Stable Tech writing team. Which
Oh my god.
At the time, that was myself, this guy called JD, this chick called Sonic, and
Oh my god,
and-
Sonic! I forgot about her.
yeah, sorry, Sanic.
Sonic.
And then, of course, there was Daniel Mohan, who y'all can see in the live chat posting his feather scratch over there. Used to be the head of Stable Tech's writing team. So we used to have this running gag about the about how ponies masturbated.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
That's what we
they
call
reckon
unicorn
that-
privilege.
Also, yeah. So unicorns had magic. Pegasi could still use their wings, but it could still be vaguely frustrating. And unfortunately, Earth ponies and zebras had to mash two pillows together and kind of just grind and rub against the two pillows.
I'm just gonna put up the Duchess face because that's the most appropriate for this part of the podcast.
Oh, of course.
Okay, so yeah, what depth? I would love to hear what Sonic brought to the table in regards to all this because she's just so inventive.
Yeah, I honestly can't remember who came up with what. I don't actually think Sonic was involved in that specific conversation.
I wouldn't think so.
It was either Mohan or JD who did the
Hi, kitty.
who did the joke about the pillows. I honestly, it's so far. It's gone so far back. There was a very long time ago.
Very.
Oh god, yeah, there we go. The Duchess
18
face.
inches. Yeah, so there's that. Oh my god.
I actually forgot we had this picture of the Duchess.
Yeah, isn't
That
she lovely?
Yeah, that was Strike Spectre's
I
audition.
know. I freaking miss him, man. I hope he comes back at some point.
Yeah, we've had some very talented people jumping in.
We have one more great piece of art by him coming out with Confession 6 that you'll all get to see very soon. It's very touching and sad, actually. So hopefully everyone enjoys it.
Well, didn't you make use of our entire art team for that? Because you've got
it's insane.
There's work from Sancho and from Krellick and from Spectre.
No, I mean Confession 6 is the biggest in every sense so far. So hopefully everyone enjoys it. I'm gonna dial it back a little bit for 7. Just just like with the Ranger, just to rein things in a tad bit. But But then who knows with 8? I'm only in like outlining for 8, and fuck, this could get big too.
I'm gonna have to do the same with Terminal Secrets. This upcoming episode 4's I think it is. The script was 71 pages, so it's the longest Terminal Secrets to date. But I don't think we're gonna do another episode that long.
No, man.
Or with that many characters. I think it has the most characters in any EAST Corp production so far.
You know who else we got to get back on the podcast is freaking Kelly.
Where
the hell has he been? It's like I finally got a hold of him to get him to work on the song thing for Fallout Day, everyone.
For Fallout Day.
But otherwise he's been fucking lazy, just being in college or whatever. That little shit.
Yeah, how dare he get an education?
Yeah.
And so we are very soon coming up. I think it's in September that I already mentioned in the Four Horses chat. Is that we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of Fallout 1's release.
Holy shit!
I still need to play 1 and 2.
I've got them, because of the anthology mini nuke, but I've never gotten around to actually playing them.
I've played the fuck out of them. I'm such a huge... Well, I mean, as has been very, very widely catalogued on this podcast, I'm a big fan of the original Fallout games. September 30th, 1997.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Lord, 97. I was 5 years old?
I was 2.
I was just hitting the zeitgeist of Pokemon at that point. That's summer of 97. That was crazy for me. Good times.
Oh no, I was 6.
Oh yeah, that was 96. Okay, never mind.
September 1997. That's fucking. I can't believe we're hitting the fucking that this franchise has only been around for 20 years.
Man, the 90s, they feel like a long time ago now. There's been a lot of time between now and the 90s. Holy hell.
Which is hilarious considering that the fucking, 2010 still feels like yesterday to me.
Oh, speaking of which, with the, because we talked, of course, 4 podcasts about Samurai Jack, should we briefly mention the 2 90s shows that are coming back with, sort of new closer kind of things?
No, I know you guys are going to go on it for the next hour.
Okay, here we go. So, everyone in the 90s who remembers Hey Arnold remembers how frustrating it was that the series never got its proper end. The movie that was always promised from the beginning, which was the Jungle movie, which was what the fuck happened to his parents, in more detailed terms. But it's they finally went back and brought back all the old VAs, and they're making the Hey Arnold, TV, whatever, conclusion movie.
Legit, I never liked Arnold. I never got into Hey Arnold.
I was a big fan. I'm so happy that this is happening.
I want to know what happened to the moms of Magoo. Having Arnold come out? Jesus. Woman had to get a C-section or something.
I predict that it was like a banana head thing, and then the banana head turned sideways, and that's just how that stayed.
What?
Yeah. So And then the other one, which isn't necessarily like a big dramatic series ender like that, but it's going to be fun, is Rocko's Modern Life, which is another quintessential 90s show. Yes, and now they're doing Rocko's Modern Life in 2010s terms in all the millennial crap, and just go on their Facebook page or YouTube or whatever. They released like a 3-minute trailer for it, and it's incredible, especially if you were a fan of the old one and you understand, like, you know, the clever commentary they made on daily life. The new one is just so great. I'm so excited.
See, Feather Scratch, DuckTales isn't, it's not a finishing of the series, it's a remake of the series, so there's a difference.
Which is gonna suck, just like Powderpuff Girls.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for DuckTales. Fucking
the DuckTales.
David Tennant's Scrooge McDuck was fucking inspired casting.
Absolutely.
And don't forget Patton Oswalt. I think he's in that.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt is in it too. They got Lin-Manuel Miranda as well, which, oh man, I'm too excited for that.
I don't think it was Patton. It's just another short, chubby guy.
So
Who is familiar?
I am amped. I know that they've had the first episode come out already, so I'm no. I think they
have.
I think so. I'd heard that they have actually had an episode come out. Like, it's not the like as a series preview or something. Like, it's not the beginning of the new season yet.
It's like an early release plot kind of or pilot.
Yeah,
kind of thing?
they had
They released the opening.
Like Star Wars Rebels used to do it with every single first episode of every new season used to come like months in advance of the rest of the series.
Yeah,
of the rest of the season. So I think they're doing something like that. Fucking Invader Zim as well.
I see the chat mentioning that. What is that? Is that like actual animation, or is it just another comic thing? Someone's Googling. Because that's what I heard. I heard that it was coming back in like a comic form at some point, like a year.
Yeah, the reason why they canceled it as a show was because they didn't think that post 9/11 America needed a TV show about an alien trying to take over the world.
Didn't it come out in like the 2002s or whatever? I don't know. I thought it was already 9/11, post 9/11 when it came out.
No.
To be fair, Skybolt, I think it was only like 4 years ago that you stopped being post 9/11 America.
Nah, it's still going. It's one of those. It's just like Kennedy. You can't undo Kennedy getting assassinated. It's just one of those things everyone's gonna have to deal with.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Nickelodeon greenlit a 66-minute film. Oh, okay. A Zim movie kind of thing. That should be fun.
Yeah, Derek Hicks is pointing out the same thing in the chat over there.
See, that's why I thought it originally got canceled. It's because it got so random and plotting. Like, he never actually got around to making advances to taking over the world. It was just one self-contained thing after another. Like, for me, all the best Zim episodes were the one directly related to that fact. Like him, like, for instance, stopping the whatever guys who put the whole planet in, like, a big tow rig. And he's like, no, this is claimed by the Urkin Armada. And so they fought off that alien race because it's like, it's conquest. That was fun. But sometimes, it got a little bit too out there for me. Yeah, that nostalgia, that's hard. I mean, it's like how we're like passing out of 80s nostalgia into 90s, which is essentially what it feels like right now.
So I take it we're going to be going into the 2000s nostalgia soon, so I guess we're going to see the return of the we want to see another reboot, revamping of the Pokemans, which I know it's technically just been running non-stop, but
oh my gosh, yeah. Maybe Ash will finally win a Pokemon League at some point. That's where I gave up. After he lost Johto also, I'm like, okay, so he's just never going to win? It's like, I want to be the very best, but then I'll never will. Because the writers suck.
I suppose we'll also be seeing a reboot of the of all the other Ort stuff. Can't wait for I don't know what was really popular during the aughts.
During the early 2000s,
early and late 2000s, like that whole 10-year period. There was fucking.
I gotta Google it now. It's like it all seems like forever.
Yu-Gi-Oh was really, really big, and I actually got super into that when I was a kid.
That spell.
Man, I still miss the original Digimon. That shit was great.
I liked Digimon. I really dug it.
Early 2000s had Sopranos, That 70s Show, Arrested Development, The Wire. Well, Mad Men extended far past that. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Deadwood, Dexter.
I suppose I'd like to see. Actually, yeah, there we go. Now that Gendy has gone and given Samurai Jack a proper ending, can he go and give Dexter a proper ending?
Oh yeah, that would be great.
The one we never. We should just have Gendy do all of his old shows again.
See, a lot of the major stuff that like started mid 2000s extended like a good decade after that, and so they just wrapped recently. So all that stuff's off the table. It's mostly stuff that like wrapped in 2000 that we'll start seeing come back in nostalgic form.
Oh shit! You know what I would love to see come back? I've just been found on IMDb. Fucking Sheep in the Big City.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah, what was it? That parody, the sheep song of the Beat on the Sheep.
Because
fucking Black Griffin, man.
Yeah, the song was funny. But the -8 animation was better.
I started rewatching that a few weeks ago, and I never quite realized just how satirical it was. Like it's basically political satire for children.
Oh yeah. No, that's part of why it failed. It was actually a little bit too far. Yeah. It was a little bit too deep for them to realize.
But that was the weird thing. Was I had remembered watching it, and I remembered thinking it was really stupid, and then I went and watched it, and it was like, this show is actually really fucking smart. It is too smart.
Yeah, I think it should have maybe targeted a little bit older of an audience with some of oh well.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Okay, so in the comments,
Megas XLR. Hell yeah! I would love to see a rebooted Megas.
I tried to rewatch Megas, but I couldn't. It was like the problem with Megas was that you got to watch it just for the giant robot fights and nothing else.
Yeah, it needed tighter writing and tighter animation for sure.
Like,
I want them to bring the raw materials and like give it the Samurai Jack season 5 treatment. You know? So.
Yeah. In the comment section, we have Kim Possible. Definitely.
Yes.
No.
I would love to see a reboot.
No.
Why?
No.
Why? You have to explain now. You can't just say
no.
no.
You have to explain.
My name is Kim.
Oh. Was that the whole thing?
The entire time I was growing up, people would ask me why I wasn't redheaded. And it made it worse, okay? My grandmother, who had never seen Kim Possible, okay? She had a Boston Terrier named Rufus.
No!
That's awesome.
Oh my god. So,
dude, don't even get me started. I was a person named Troy in high school, in choir class, when High School Musical was at its peak. Don't even get me started on that.
So you feel my pain.
I know that feel, absolutely. But I dealt with it. It was fine.
Oh god.
No, Kim Possible for sure, and then also original Teen Titans. Yes, DC animated, except for the Teen Titans Go. They know what the fuck they're doing. Like the greatest Suicide Squad movie ever is Batman Assault on Arkham. It's like they should have just remade that live action 1-1. That was perfect. And the music, the soundtrack is really good in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to bring back Teen Titans. That would be great.
So another thing I saw was Ben 10. Now I know it is getting a reboot, but because that was a show that was really great. That show
had like 5 reboots or 5 extensions.
Yeah. It wasn't really reboots. It was that the series just picked up and naturally from where it left off. You know, you had the original, and then when it did its new series arc, it was more like Red versus Blue, where it just did multiple series arcs over the place. But I actually really, really liked the I actually really liked the additional runs. Obviously, the original run was the best one, but I kind of liked where they went with the story. And also, really interesting fact: all of the original writers for Ben 10 were all hardcore comic writers.
Oh, cool.
One of the original creators was the writer who first wrote for Deadpool.
Neat.
Yeah, and you can kind of see the comic book influences playing through in the original pitch for what the show is going to be. So instead of him having this watch that could turn him into different aliens, it was actually meant to be a watch that activated a rift in like an interdimensional rift, and it allowed him to take on the physical traits of himself from another dimension where he evolved completely differently. Like, wow, I've been met with dead air.
I'm sorry. I thought you were continuing there.
Oh, no, sorry. That was just meant to be it. Yeah, he evolved from fucking... Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember. I watched the first season. That was it, though, because I'm trying to remember what the circumstances were. I just didn't follow that one through too much.
I quite liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was very funny.
Oh, yeah. It has quite the following still, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that is a show. I'd love to see a new movie on that.
God, that was great.
All of them. I mean, the Evil Con Carne show was great too. And it's just.
Oh my God, Evil Con Carne was amazing.
Yeah.
He dies. And he just
Hector Con Carne. Yeah.
And he's just a fucking brain in a stomach.
Oh yeah, I mean, and what was the doctor chick, and then this guy with the screwy eye? They were all great characters.
See, yeah. I never the reason I liked Con Carne, but I never understood why his name was with meat.
Because that's all he is. He's a brain, and then you have to add meat. You got to plug him into Bosco. I think I got that right. Bosco. Holy hell.
Yeah, this
is a nostalgia trip now. No, and I always love, still, the best episode of Grim and Evil was the one with the Voltaire song and the brain rock. That brains, it's okay. It's not a matter if it isn't gray. That was such a great song.
Have you listened to any of Voltaire's other music?
Yeah, one of my best songs is the parody by him, the Beast of Pirate Bay, which is the mayor of Nightmare Night.
Oh shit! The fucking sorry, you continue.
I love Voltaire. He's good shit.
No, he's fantastic. He also made a really great short film called Okuru, I think, or something. It's like a stop-motion black and white thing in like a space station, and there's all this like really neat, crazy, like old stuff. And yeah, just check that out on Voltaire's YouTube sometime. It's a short film, Okuru. It's really neat. It's a good little thing. So
I'm basically just scrolling through the best of the 2000s cartoons.
Stuff to talk about.
Fucking Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh shit, that was another classic.
I was in 4th grade when that first came out, so I was the exact target market for it.
Oh, me too.
And
that's perfect.
And it was awesome. I have not watched that show since, and I've been too scared to watch it because I'm really afraid that it doesn't hold up.
Wait, what show?
Kids Next Door.
Oh, I love Kids Next Door. They tried to do a reboot.
Did they?
Did they?
Yeah, they had this whole thing, like, I think it was a few years back, actually.
Oh, man,
they tried to do a reboot with this KND station on the moon.
Yeah, that was their moon base.
And it was all of the KND kids, and they were almost teenagers.
Uh-huh. Then they got
It's really cool. Actually, you can look it up on YouTube. They did this whole thing, like this whole like spoiler thing. It was crazy.
Yeah,
they got it like a whole animation up and everything.
No, it was actually there was like well-constructed lore behind it all. Like especially when you watch the movie Agent Zero and you find out about Father and Nigel and stuff. That was a really touching, good show, actually.
Yeah, and the way that they kind of did the the final episode with the way they did Agent 5's send-off.
Yeah.
Number 5's.
Yeah.
Just with the whole revelation that she was actually that she was about to turn 13, and they did a really, really good ending for the series, which, I mean, fucking, as we discussed before on this, when we were going through our whole Samurai Jack stage, not a lot of Cartoon Network shows got to do a definitive ending for themselves.
No, they were very bad about that. They just cut shows off at the knees.
To be fair, for all its terrible writing, Megas XLR did do a definitive ending for itself.
Did it? I don't remember that, actually.
Yeah, it did. As far as I recall, it did do an actual ending.
Because the part of it was, whatever the chick's name, Kira or whatever, she came back to get the robot, but he already had it, so she had to deal with it.
So like the idea was that, because technically, the moment she went into the past, she saved the future, because all the aliens that were attacking them in the future just went back to the past to chase her. So, I mean, really, the future had nothing to worry about at that point.
I'll be honest, Megas XLR is what the Pacific Rim movies should have been. Like, very much more fast-paced, more swords. And it seems like the new Pacific Rim sequel is going to be more of that, because, damn, the original felt, like, way down. It's like you had a great fighting robot movie, and then you put a bunch of, like, concrete on its head, so it couldn't really go full force, you know. I don't know.
Although, like, they shouldn't take too much from from Megas, because as we've said, the writing just no.
Well, the writing of Pacific Rim is arguably worse in my opinion, but
I don't know, like I suppose, like,
let's put several $1 trillion into a coastal wall that we've proven that the Daikaiju break through almost immediately. It's like, that's all steel and manpower and resources. You could be building fucking robots. Or it's like the whole fact that logically, you have the entry point. You know exactly where the rift is. Like, you wouldn't have built like an oil derrick around that shit, and it's, you know, nothing but turrets and bombs and the swords that actually work. It's like, I don't know, man. That needed better writing. It needed a better setup for where the monsters were coming from and the need for the robots themselves.
I suppose. Like, although, to be fair, I went into Pacific Rim not really expecting much, because I didn't have any experience with with that sort of that universe beforehand. Like, I still kind of do have basically.
Hey, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys shut up and let Indy speak for a bit?
Oh, shit! I forgot about that.
Bringing it back to Fallout real quick. The best scene in Pacific Rim was the Ron Perlman scene. But no, Indy, you're welcome, you know, pipe in whenever you want.
To be here.
What about Indy, Code Lyoko? I saw someone point out in the comments. Did you watch Code Lyoko growing up or whatnot?
Indy?
He said, "Be right back. I'm muting myself about 6 minutes ago."
I guess he's not back.
Okay, so that's okay.
Then you guys are fine. I just thought you guys were being assholes and steamrolling him.
No.
It's like, it's one thing to steamroll me. It's another thing to steamroll somebody who's actually paying to be here.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Okay, well, he's not back yet. So, Code Lyoko, absolutely. Yeah. I love that growing up. That was, the story, again, was very interesting. I mean, you got a group of kids, and of course the one super genius kid, you gotta have that, but they just discover this crazy advanced super calculator that's literally got like a time shift mechanism built into it, and a whole AI that's like manifesting. I mean, that's a cool sci-fi setup. I really loved Code Lyoko. That's a fun show. Its only holdback was the unfortunate limitations of CGI animation in the early 2000s. It definitely has a bit of a, what was that show? The Reboot or something Max Reboot quality to it, or like Beast Wars Transformers. But it was true to itself. It tried to have the most fun with it could. I guess what I'm trying to say is it was great except for all the parts inside of Lyoko. I actually thought Xana taking over someone's brain or like a truck or something. Those were all really cool manifestations. And then the actual procedure of them having to shut down a tower was just kind of secondary to me. I don't know.
So while we're still waiting,
Fucking nerds.
while we're still waiting for Indy, so before we realized that literally only Skybolt could be heard, I was talking about. I brought the fact that earlier this week I built a box fort in my room.
Nice.
Which I'm fairly happy with. So we were originally going to be moving house, and so we had like fucking 50 large packing boxes in my room for storage. And then when we realized we didn't need them, they kind of sat there for a few weeks until it was either throw the boxes out or do something with the boxes. Hence the box fort that is slowly just growing larger and larger in my room. And included in said box fort is a new sound booth, so that I can do voice acting with slightly less.
Oh my gosh, that's
in
great.
The background.
This is like Candy technology. You build a sound booth out of the box fort.
Exactly. You can clearly see where my priorities lie. Box fort, EAST Corp. Box fort, EAST Corp.
Yeah.
One of those was supported before the other. It was the box fort.
Can I peddle my wares real quick?
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but I currently sound like Derpy all the time. I have tonsillitis, so I am going to be out of work for the next week or so. So I have plushie commissions open right now, just so I can be able to cover rent. So I will have a battered blade finish. Part of the profits for the battered blade will go towards EAST Corp. The other half will be towards my rent.
Oh, speaking of which, you got to take a lot of pictures of that. Not only for marketing for us, but also because I am so excited to see her. She's going to be so adorable, and I've got to send I Am Shadow pictures of it too. She would love that.
Oh god! Starting
Indy?
Oh shit! He's back! He's back!
Woo!
Woo!
Anyway,
Needle got really grumpy at us for not having.
Indy will tell you I'm always grumpy. If you don't give me coffee, I'm always grumpy.
Man, coffee is essential. That's the lifeblood of every American.
Hey, you're sounding better, Needle.
It's because of the Theraflu that I took, and I also ate a shit ton of lime sherbet.
You know what else would help is freaking codeine, man. When I got pneumonia in April, they gave me some codeine, and whew, that fixed me up pretty quick. I felt great. If y'all are interested, our other patrons, one of my Skyblog, the audio Skyblogs, was recorded completely on codeine, and it's definitely one of the best.
Jesus. We at EAST Corp do not recommend the use of drugs for recreational purposes.
No, but if you're getting better and you happen to be flying high, then it's pretty sweet, man.
Wait, we don't recommend the use of drugs for recreational purposes? Fuck.
We do not.
Hydra does. I mean, come on.
Depends where you. I suppose it depends where you live. It's technically legal in South Africa. Technically, like they legalized it in the weirdest way. Like
Hydras?
It's legal on private property, but they haven't necessarily legalized the selling of it.
Oh, so it's like possession is okay, but distribution is what's illegal.
Exactly.
There's a few caveat laws like that here, yeah.
Yeah, but which is interesting because then that's got to beg the question of where did you get it from?
So I'm guessing you've got a pot farm then in the backyard somewhere.
So you can grow it, but you can't sell it.
You can grow it, but you can't sell it. And I don't have a pot farm in my backyard.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, a likely
That
story.
sounds like something who does. Someone who does have a pot farm in the backyard would say.
So I have smoked once or twice, but the problem is that I'm completely useless as a result. Like I get the giggles so badly that I can barely breathe. So it's like a twice a year type thing for me. Like it's not.
I pass out, dude. Like, so you guys remember when I hurt my back?
Yeah.
Oh
god, that was, on the podcast.
We will not
on the
forget that
podcast.
for quite a while.
Huh?
No, we won't forget that. Absolutely.
Yep. So I hurt my back, and shortly after I hurt my back, I rode over 200 miles on the back of a motorcycle with Indy. And
It was about 250.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It was hell. And by the end of the day, my back hurt so bad, I was almost crying. And at the party that we were at, died. Jesus. At the party that we were at, some guy, I don't remember his name, but like I actually know the person. He lives in Portland. He was like, "Hey, I have some bud. Do you want some bud?" And I was like, "No, the guy who owns the house isn't okay with drugs. I don't want to do that." And he goes, "What about a candy?" And I was like, "You know what? I will take a weed candy." So I took a weed candy, and then I went to my friend's car and passed out in the car.
Okay, then.
Is that where you went?
Yeah.
Honestly, sorry.
Or is that when I went and rescued the AV cables?
No, it was at the end of the night when everybody was going to bed. It was like 4 a.m, and I went into my friend Simmel's car and just passed out. And I was like, "Simmel, I'm gonna go in your car and I'm gonna sleep." He goes, "Okay."
So, honestly, I found the best thing to do is to watch Bob Ross.
When you're hurt? What?
No, when you're high.
Oh my gosh.
Not when you were hurt. Although, to be fair, when you were hurt, Bob Ross is also a good idea. Basically, in any situation, Bob Ross is just always the best idea because there is no one in the world more calming than Bob Ross.
Happy little tree.
Did you ever know the backstory to him? It's actually very
I
fascinating.
did.
Wasn't he a Marine?
He was a drill sergeant.
He was an Air Force drill sergeant, and as soon as he finished his time, he was like, I'm so glad, like, I never want to yell again. I just want to be nice and peaceful. And ever since then, he definitely, he took peace to the other extreme. He became, like, the anti, what's his name, R.B. Ermey.
Yeah. Like, what I love about him is... it's the same thing that a lot of university students seem to really like about him. Sorry, Skyball just put up the fucking Okard picture.
What?
Skyball just put a picture up on the live stream of Okard burning in flames. What's really great about...
I'm loading more graphics into OBS for future use.
What? So what?
Who is that?
That's Okard.
That's Okard.
That's a green dude.
Oh, you're still seeing Steve Carell. Steve Carell, Mr. House.
Wait, what?
I'm kind of fucking around while you guys are talking.
Yeah. Anyway. Quantum Zim. Fucking guy in the comments section wants to know if anyone here has seen Baby Driver. Yes, I fucking saw it. Oh my fucking god.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
So,
sorry.
fucking, oh my god. So I mean, fucking, I've been a huge Edgar Wright fan for so many years. Oh my god. Because, I mean, before I was a writer, I got my start in film as a video editor. So when I sort of started looking for films to appreciate, I started looking for films to appreciate from an editing standpoint. And when it comes to editing, the best film is still Chicago, But outside of Chicago, the best films is pretty much anything by Edgar Wright.
Chicago, like, come on,
As in-
babe, we're gonna paint this town. And all
Yeah, as
that
in the
jazz.
yeah, that one.
Yes, I love that movie so much.
It's fantastic, and the editing in Chicago is, like I said, it's the best editing in all of cinema history. It is just the gold standard of editing. But Edgar Wright, pretty much anything Edgar Wright does is a very close fucking second. And Baby Driver elevates that to a whole new level. The fucking stunts. Okay, the writing is weak. The writing is not good. But you don't go into an Edgar Wright film for the writing. And, like, yes, Simon Pegg, like, unless Simon Pegg was helping, which he didn't on this, which is unfortunate, but still.
Why?
I know.
The acting is, like, fucking pitch perfect, and the cinematography, the car
Why are
stunts.
you messing with Trixie?
Oh my god, the car stunts. The car stunts in Baby Driver are some of the best car stunts that I've seen in a long time. The chases and the fact that every single beat of the film is choreographed and timed to the music that's playing in the background is just glorious. It is just a fun thrill ride. It's not perfect. It is a deeply flawed film, but it is still so... I don't know, it's like one of those films where the flaws... It has very evident flaws, but I love it despite all of its flaws. It's like if My Little Pony was an Edgar Wright film.
Oh my god.
I see the flaw.
That sounds fantastic.
I see the flaws in My Little Pony, but I fucking love it either way. You know, because the things that My Little Pony does so well are the thing that Pony does well is done so well that I'm willing to look past the things that it doesn't do well, and that's the case with Baby Driver. So I mean, don't go into it expecting great writing or great story, and it has some plot moments that are kind of like what, but oh my
Plot hit.
god, it is a film about it is a creatively done film that uses the medium in an interesting way, and so many films don't use the medium in an interesting way, and it's clearly directed by someone who has an understanding of his craft, and like fucking it is what, like, oh my god, if it doesn't at least get a nod when award season comes by, and if it doesn't get a nod for its editing and its cinematography, I'll be fucking amazed, because oh my god, it is. So there's my fucking thing on Baby Driver. There's my opinion on Baby Driver. It's the best movie to come out this year.
I don't know. Anthology 6 was pretty good.
Anthology 6 was pretty
That
awesome.
did just drop last night for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, it did. Oh god.
The pun.
I'll let Indy talk.
Huh?
Indy, it's you must talk, Indy.
See, the thing about Indy is he doesn't talk much, but he throws a fit when he can't talk.
Hey now.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's really
I'm a lurker.
At the moment of you talking about Indy throwing a fit, Skybolt just stuck up a picture of freaked out sunset shimmer, and it matches it perfectly. It's, what do they say? Is it diegetic?
Inverter. Anyway.
But yeah.
Yeah. I'll let y'all continue. I need to go make myself a new cup of tea, and we can be Vermont rant free for a moment.
Oh my god.
Because someone in the comments section posted something that's going to spur another Vermont rant, and I think we need to get off Vermont rant for a moment.
What? Let's see here. What could
What
it
was
be?
posted?
Oak from Hell, 8chan, maybe. Sexy Beasts.
Oh, he's talking about the Wasteland 3 from Chris.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. See, I'm like, I don't really play the, whatchamacallit games, like the isometrics, so it's like, you know, if I never got around to playing Fallout 1 and 2, I'm definitely haven't gotten around to playing any of the Wasteland games.
Right? I haven't been able to play a computer game in a while. I've been forced on my Xbox.
Yeah, see, I usually, like, that's when I game, is when my computer is doing something, and so I can't use it, so then I'm like, alright, Expo 1, and I'll play me some Fallouts.
All I have loaded, well, I've got a bunch of full Xbox One games, but Fallout is what I'm primarily play, and I've gotten bored with it.
That's when you switch to a different Fallout game.
I don't have another Fallout game. I've got Grand Theft Auto. Does that count?
I like cycle between New Vegas 3 and 4, like almost like all the time. It's pretty fun.
I wish I had New Vegas for my Xbox.
Yeah.
I did recently get Black Flag working. I could always go back to Black Flag.
I own that was my first Xbox One game, but I don't know why.
It was the last good Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, really? Interesting.
No, after Black Flag, it kind of started going downhill. You saw what happened with Syndicate.
Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's good times.
And Rogue. Oh, I do have Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, I know the sequel's coming out. Did you enjoy the original?
I'm excited for the sequel. Oh my god. Oh, I've been waiting 9 years for the sequel.
Yeah, it's that's how Rockstar works. They're very methodical, but then when it does come out, then it's a big deal. Everyone loves it.
Ugh, they better not screw it up. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Please don't break.
Anyway.
Oh, I have a perfect nostalgia pick too. I'll throw the solo jazz up in there for when appropriate. There. That way, whenever we talk about 90s nostalgia, I can throw that in.
Oh, 90s.
I'm glad. I would love to see more 90s nostalgia stuff come back. That was my jams.
Right? Bell-bottom jeans. Oh my god, that squiggly line.
Okay.
Squiggly line. Oh, follow-up question.
Oh, great. Let's pop that up. What do y'all think about Tesla weapons of mass destruction being in it? Not surprised. I mean, they definitely could have more stuff like a wireless power and death rays. I mean, a lot of that stuff is like sort of like Tesla inspired. Archimedes too, I'd argue, is very Tesla inspired.
Yeah, Helios 1 was Tesla in a way, wasn't it?
That was good stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, my I don't know why, but my New Vegas playthrough got bugged, and so I couldn't use the Archimedes 2. It killed me, because it's like, I love walking around and just pop out that transmitter when you, like, see an area that you're heading toward, like, you know, it's full of raiders or scorpions or whatever, and you just, like, completely clear it, and then you go through with your other guns. It's so fun.
I gotta get my computer fixed so I can play New Vegas again.
That's good times, yeah.
But my hard drive went out, so.
I love the soundtracks too. Just when you're doing whatever, you listen on through New Vegas or Fallout 1 and 2 or Tactics. It's good soundtrack.
New Vegas had the best soundtrack, in my opinion.
I like the New Vegas soundtrack. It's good stuff. Especially the songs. I thought the songs were fun and appropriate too. Just that right blend of the Western. The blue.
Outside of 2 songs, I really hated the soundtrack for Vegas. Like, Big Iron was great. Johnny Guitar was fucking fantastic.
See, that's where your opinion stops mattering. Is saying that Johnny Guitar was one of the good songs.
Johnny Guitar was great.
Johnny Guitar is great the first time, and then it gets very old when it keeps popping up.
Well,
Mr. New
that's
Vegas.
how it is with the whole soundtrack. That's why I have the Wasteland Whalers mod on Fallout 4.
Oh, there you go. That's pretty sweet.
I have the awesome mix on Fallout 4. So you just go around killing things to I'm hooked up.
Hey, see, that's That's why the Wasteland Werewolf is better, because it's pony related.
See, I've heard one or two people approach me just in comments about like modding some of my songs into the game, but I've never actually heheard one. I would love to download a mod, but I don't know. See if it exists.
That'd be great. Is they, someone should go and do an EAST Corp mod where you can go.
I mean, it doesn't have to just be our stuff. Just like it'd be great to be included, and like a Fallout Pony mod. I don't know, because that's specifically why I rewrite some of those songs, is so they could be a pony version of that song in universe. I don't know.
I am waiting for the Fallout mod that I'm supposed to be in to come out.
Sweet.
Waiting, but the guy hasn't gotten back to me. Makes me sad.
I'm waiting for the Blackjack companion to fucking get uploaded to Xbox.
It was, but then it was taken down pretty quickly.
Oh.
I know.
I'd love to see someone do fucking to go and build a state like a vault with just a fucking terminal at the end with fucking episodes of Terminal Secrets loaded on, like just the audio logs. That's technically
that would be kind of cool.
I mean, it's technically Terminal Secrets, because fucking the analysts go and listen in their own terminal.
Yeah, and Confessions is made to be listened to in universe as well. I mean, that's another reason I put the Gilded Age compilation album in the lo-fi format, was so you could just mod it directly in, but no one's done that yet.
Well, yeah, Confessions could work literally just as patching in the audio, because it's meant to be listened to off of radios and Pip-Boys or Pip-Boys. So come on.
Yeah, so that's what we're asking at the community. Could you please help us out here? None of us know how to make mods.
Somebody throw us a fucking bone.
Literally, I'm almost certain you could probably convince Skybolt to go and record just a bunch of DJ Pony related.
Oh hell yeah, man! If someone worked with us to make a mod, we could record a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Legit. If anyone here gets interested in that, just give us a call. We would 100% be interested, because honestly, that sounds like like we all play a fuckload of Fallout here.
I would do a live playthrough of that. Absolutely.
Yeah, we would fucking broadcast that shit all over the channel. Oh my god, that would be fun.
I would derpy it. I would just be like, "Hey guys."
You could also probably have fucking our version of the Wasteland Survival Guide modded in.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, why not?
Whoa, who's it talking? Is that me? Whoa.
Like fucking, I don't know, Ditsy Doo went and got a tongue augmentation from the Institute. Honestly, that's going to be up there on like some of the milestones of content creation. Someone creates a mod related to your content.
That would be pretty sweet, yeah. It's like getting fan art, it's the tiers of success.
It's up there with internet success. It's up there with people shipping your characters, with the fan art, with the porn. So far, we haven't got the porn yet, but since Needle's been offered drawings for her character, we're counting that as EAST Corp porn. Then...
But that was done before it was even a part of EAST Corp.
Oh.
I know, but we're still counting it.
Might as well.
It's close enough.
It's close enough. Good enough. Good enough. Good enough.
So, Quantum brought something up in the chat. Any nostalgia games? Old school games you guys still play?
Fish.
Nostalgia games? Oh, shit. Yeah, fucking my fucking nostalgia cocaine is Dungeon Siege 2.
Nice.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it's up there with one of my favorite games of all time. I fucking loved the combat and the writing and the gameplay and the fucking world building. Oh my god, it's the first game I ever 100%ed.
That was the sound of Vermont coming. You're welcome.
Ew.
Yeah,
I played a lot of the educational stuff, Backyard Sports. I wouldn't consider that educational, but you guys remember Pablo?
Vaguely, yeah. I got a lot of those too. The edutainment games for computer.
Yeah. And then there was one, I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was by Sierra before they shut down. It was like King's Quest.
I don't know that one.
Oh, King's Quest. Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, I used to play that a lot after my mom got it for me.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember which one it was, though. Oh, God, it wasn't number 5.
I don't play too many old games. I'm trying to remember. I guess probably the oldest stuff I'd go back to is like the HD remakes of like Halo and Halo 2. Stuff like that.
Wow.
Oh man, you guys want to talk about old educational games that like bring you back, right? So one of my coworkers was talking about how he wants to learn how to type faster, but he doesn't know how to like get enrolled to a class. And I was like, download Mavis Beacon.
Yeah, Mavis Beacon teaches typing.
Yep.
That's how I learned to type. Damn it.
Speaking of educational games,
that shit gets annoying.
I'm actually pretty sure I still have the discs. I think. I don't know if you're familiar with fucking what were they called?
I think
it was called
I think
it was called Reading Blaster.
That one I don't know.
Reading Blaster and Math Blaster. Yeah.
Yes, I also had Math Blaster. Oh God, I can't even remember most of the content, but I still have the discs for those. Oh shit! Did any of you ever play that old isometric Robin Hood game?
No, that one I didn't have.
Legend of Sherwood, ridiculously hard. Oh my God!
No, ridiculously hard. The Lion King.
Fuck that game!
Some of those old Disney games were really hard. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was fun. I remember really enjoying the Lion King. Oh, the other one, fucking Tarzan.
Yeah. I remember Jungle Book too. Those all sucked.
Hey.
Oh shit.
Stop.
Fucking. Oh, Toy Story. Oh my God. Yeah, Mohan just pointed out fucking Toy Story. Because Toy Story 2 had that one that just was a series of mini games.
Oh, God, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the game that I used to love to play, the Bugs Life game.
Yes. Oh my God, the big Bugs Life game. Oh my God, I completely forgot that had one.
Yeah, I remember my dad had that game for me. So whenever I would go visit him, I would be like, "Can I play the Bugs Life game?" And he'd be like, "Sure." And then he'd go and like watch some movie or whatever, and I'd just sit there for straight days playing the Bugs Life game.
I remember that one. Oh, fucking, did any of you ever play Medieval? With the fucking, with the skeleton, the comedy game?
No, but Army Men, I saw someone point out, hell yeah, 3DO, man, those toy soldier games.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I played the Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine.
I didn't play the indie games. Never played Indiana Jones.
I only played the one. It was a third person rather than the text based stuff that Treasure of Atlantis was, or Legend of Atlantis, whatever that weird one was called.
Yeah, some of those games, that was a weird time.
It was called Indiana Hooves and the Super Unoriginal OC.
I came before Daring Do, okay?
That was when I was in Pokemon,
Daring.
so I was like 100% into Pokemon at that point. Most other games fell by the wayside for me.
Heroes of Might and Magic.
Did
any of you guys do that?
I don't recognize that, no.
No, I recognize it, but I never got into it. I was always curious, but I never started.
It basically played like Civilization.
Okay. Yeah.
It was just with magic and goblins and shit.
I kind of miss those. In a way, I kind of miss those days when sort of picking your game was very much a guess. Like, you read the cover, you read the back, and you decided which one was the coolest and also which one your parents would let you buy.
That was a big one.
once a month you would buy the gaming magazine that you were devoutly attached to. Then you supported that magazine and only that one. But other than that, you didn't know what games did what. You kind of just randomly picked, which was unfortunate because you always ended up missing a few gems.
Man, the pre-internet gaming world was a tricky place.
Yeah, I never got to play Final Fantasy VII. Like, everyone in the games world fucking got to play it, and because I didn't like the cover, so I never played it.
I never got into the
strategy, so I never played it.
Yeah.
All right, so I just mapped out all of the pieces that I'm gonna need for the 2 battered blades.
Woo! 2 of them?
Looks like I'm gonna have enough for 3.
Oh,
Whoa!
sweet! I'll buy that from you if you want. Shoot, I would love to have a battered blade plushie.
Fuck
Cool,
yeah,
you can
dude.
drop you can drop the money directly into the EAST Corp account. Cut out the middle needle.
Or not, because I already did say that part of the proceeds were going to EAST Corp, the other part were paying my rent because I have to.
I can wire it to you on PayPal. PayPal is so incredible, actually. It's like, besides PayPal, I wish I got Bitcoins years ago, because now Bitcoins are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, $100 of Bitcoin back when they first launched is now worth $1.3 million.
Dude,
Yep.
it's insane.
But right now, I think I'm only going to stick with the 2 because I actually have to ship off the heads and the flanks to a friend of mine so that she could put the eyes and the cutie marks on them. And I'm paying out of pocket for that one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you quote me, and if you have the material for it, I'd be interested in having my own battered blade plushie. She was the start of it all.
Hopefully you'll get this one this fucking time.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Yeah, that pissed me so much off. I had the tier or something for the Sac Brony Expo way back when we first met, and they shipped in the thing, and I looked for that week or 2 when it was supposed to come. Never showed. It either got lost in the mail or someone popped it off our doorstep. I was so mad.
Ugh.
Speaking of mail, James, you're the one from South Africa, right?
I am the one from South Africa, yeah.
Did you ever get your copy of Fallout Equestria, the 3rd printing?
I did. I only recently got it because it took fucking forever.
My buddies is still sitting in the post office.
Pardon?
My buddy, I bought a copy for a friend of mine that lived down there, and it's still sitting in the post office.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
because he's currently in New Zealand.
Fucking it's ridiculous. It only arrived in the post off. It arrived in the post on May 30th, but fucking didn't get any. So they didn't update the status of it on the tracking number. So the tracking if on the tracking number it said it was still being held and checked in customs.
That's what my tracking said too. So it was in the post office for all that time?
It's probably probably just chilling at the post office ready to be picked up because fucking our postal service is awful. So eventually, it was like
he called your post. He called them and they said they didn't even have record of it.
Oh, calling the post office is awful as well. They had me on hold for like 45 minutes until I eventually just drove down to them, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, we've got it over here. Pay $100 fee, and you can get it out." Like, oh, okay, sweet. Copy of Fallout Equestria. I've been reading it ever since. It's not as good as I remember, but it's still very good.
I feel the same way.
It's like it's different reading it. Now being 3 years older than I used to be. Also, guys, Fallout Equestria is 6 years old.
Oh my gosh.
It is
I
not
just
a
finished
young book.
it like 2 years ago, so.
Like, holy fuck. It's not a young book.
We are keeping that fire alive, my friend. Yeah, I mean, think about it. It really only came out like she started it, 11 months after New Vegas released? It's a long fucking time ago.
And it was still season 1 or 2, wasn't it?
It was still season 1, yeah. That's why Discord is barely in it, because you barely see him at the beginning of season 2.
Yeah, and in the 3rd act, she kind of gives a very short excuse as to why no one can find him. So like they do. So it's like only right at the end that season 2 was coming out.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Needle.
It's okay. So Derek says that he's working summer jobs in order to get an Amberhorn plushie. Derek, the plushie tier is no longer available on Patreon. This is a very special circumstances. This is why I'm making a battered blade.
Yeah, we would probably have to do an individualized commission system that we could open up. That's completely under your control and discretion. But yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just a result of because we know more or less when most of our patrons are at what level most of our patrons are subscribing at, and because the plushie tier is, well, it was $75, I think.
Yeah, and that was for just a floppy little plushie.
Yeah, that was those are for floppies. This is a special scenario. Look, yeah, as Sky said, we might be able to do, but that's more up to Needle because she's the one doing the labor.
No, we're actually,
don't get paid for it.
We are getting into more complicated Patreon stuff now. Like someone reached the tier for a Confessions episode, so now we're organizing that. Our Patreon confessions.
That was a big deal which is also where part of the plushie thing came from.
I never thought that would get there. Yeah, holy cow.
Yeah, he did a combination for the plushie and the confessions episode, and we just cut a little bit of cost off of the plushie because, oh my god, there was that like. So we really appreciated that, and we do now have our very first patron-sponsored Confessions episode coming up, which is going to be...
no time frame for that yet, by the way. Just letting everyone know. I mean, hell, I don't even know when I can properly cast for 7 yet. I mean, I know we just wrapped, like, auditions, but it's pretty crazy right now. So we'll keep you updated. I mean, I have everyone who sent in an audition. We've got them. We're just kind of... in a complicated place right now. I'm going literally for my real job. I have like 6 business trips coming up. I'm not even joking. Like 2 or 3-week ones, and then like a weekend stuff and 4-day stuff, and oh god. So
that sounds hectic.
I'll keep everyone up to date, but yeah, it's gonna be a pretty crazy fall for me.
Exactly. We should fucking. So on the bright side, it means that Skywalk's going to be writing a lot because apparently he writes everything while traveling.
That's true, actually. I'm going to make good headway into Terminal Secrets 5 and Confession 7 and 8. So,
because the hope is still, we won't see Terminal Secrets 5 and 6 until next year, probably. Like it looks like Terminal Secrets has so far managed to keep to a 2 episodes a year sort of schedule, but we are still sticking with the plan of producing Terminal Secrets episode 5 and 6 simultaneously. So we're looking at having the scripts finished more or less the same time, casting will be done at the same time, and just the whole production process. So that those 2 will be released fairly close to each other in the first half of 2018. Oh my god.
I'm going to go get some more water, so I will be right back.
Yeah. It's... Also, it's really, really funny because because Confessions 6 is now has a shorter production cycle than Terminal Secrets episode 4, which makes sense and doesn't make sense because on the one hand, Terminal Secrets is a lot shorter than Confessions, but it's also by far more complicated because of the many voice actors and sound effects. It's a ridiculously collaborative process. Everything's gone very silent while Skybolt's been gone. What a shame. Someone should say something. In the comment section.
Plushies.
Alright, cool. In that case, I can find something else to do a Vermont rant about. There was something in the chat earlier.
We could talk about salty stuff.
What are we talking about? Salty stuff? What salty stuff?
I don't know.
I was going to get salty. We're going to have one of those rare moments where Vermont actually says something nice about a thing.
Oh man, is it about me?
No, I have nothing nice to say about you.
Oh.
Sadness. She's sick. Come on.
I am literally, like, dying here, and I'm working on your fucking Patreon tier thing.
Fine, you have...
Oh, follow-up question.
You,
Well, maybe.
you have reliable work ethic.
Yeah,
have a
fuck
reliable
you.
work- What's your thought on bat ponies being in the Fallout world? Okay, so
Yes was my favorite.
I have to choose my words very carefully because once again, I'm good friends with someone who uses a bat pony OC who is in the who's listening to this right now in the live chat. But okay. So to be fair, I do actually really want to see the more regular use of. I do want to see more regular use of bat ponies because I really, I'm quite a big fan of bat ponies. They are small, adorable things of fluff, and they seem to. And their depiction in fan art and in stories and so on shows them to have a lot more. They have a lot more of almost. They're a lot more erratic than normal ponies are, with the various shades of a lot of. From what I've seen, a lot of sort of the fan headcanon is that they have a lot of almost cat sort of mannerisms in them, which I've always
seen that too.
So, and then of course there's the blood drinking or the fruit sucking, get their fruit bats, I don't know, and the not being. And the not being active during the day, like there's a lot of really interesting dynamics that you can use. With
Okay, I'm back.
Fuck, Skyboard's back.
What are your opinions on bat ponies? That's a question someone has asked in the chat. I've just given my opinion.
Okay, I'll listen to that after the fact then. I think bat ponies are cool. I mean, I think of it like like just another species or like a subspecies, like. Yeah, I think of it like a subspecies. So they're Pegasi, but they've got like the bat pony wings. Like, you know, maybe you could have some cool lore about how, yeah, there was 1,000 years ago where one bat pony or one Pegasi, they made like a deal with you know, Discord or some whatever mythical like super being you want, and it gave them bat wings, and then you know, they had kids and they had bat wings, and so it's like a whole branch like race kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's my theory.
Honestly, there are so many interesting fucking species in the pony universe that we can put in because fucking Skybot and I still need to go away after the movie comes out to do our. We want to do a sea pony story, damn it.
Yeah, we're gonna do a sea pony story, and I mean, crystal ponies are like their own kind of thing too. So.
Hey man,
I think
I'm a sea pony. No.
You see pony and you love pony.
Go.
Oh God.
That's probably her cat.
No, when they say bat pony, are they referring to the Project Horizon style bat pony? Like the Lunar Guards things? Or...
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, the original Fallout Equestria had Lion, the guy who's trapped in the armor and he always has to yell.
Yes. Yes, I loved Lionheart. There was not enough time spent with Lionheart, to be honest. I really enjoyed him.
Could you imagine him and Derpy's relationship? He's like, "Hello, dear, I'm home." Like, yeah.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a sitcom in of itself.
Oh my God. We should do a parody video.
We should do something like that. Have Needle and then someone for Lionheart.
And have Needle just making her noises like she did in the Traps video.
Yeah.
Which I think that is like the weirdest thing I've ever asked a voice actor to do. Hey Needle, I need you to go and record yourself just going for like 2 minutes.
I think the weirdest thing I've ever had to ask the voice actor to do is actually in Confession 6, which I think you remember, and we'll have more of that.
Yeah,
more of that soon.
I remember that one.
That's gonna be great.
So, although I think I am actually going to top the weirdest thing I've asked a voice actor to do because, which is some weird. Well, not really. It's not weird. It's actually But for Untypical, we need to build up a really, really large library of fighting sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Because of something very special that we're doing with our sound editing. That is, it's not something that's typically done in an audio drama, what we're looking at doing. Although it is a style of sound editing that's becoming more and more popular in movie trailers, and I don't want to give too much away until we're ready. But what it does mean is it requires it requires each voice actor and voice actress to give an absolutely massive library of fighting grunts.
I already sent you a pretty massive collection of mine.
Oh no, we need more.
No,
I've actually compiled a list separating them by emotion and context. So, the new weirdest thing that I would have asked a voice actor or voice actress to do.
is moan for you.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that's always the peak is sex sounds.
Yeah, I have avoided writing sex scenes partly because I feel sorry for the editor having to edit that, and also because I really don't want to have to go to a voice actor or voice actress and be like, hey, I need you to make orgasm noises for me.
Especially if they have like weird noises. That's always where things get awkward too. Then it's starting to sound like the jizz in your pants music video, and it's like, yeah, like, you don't want to find out things about certain people in that sense. They're like, and then you like drift into Plinkett territory.
Secret ending to Terminal Secrets. Needle Stitch, I need you to go and do some butterfly recording. I need you to do accidental and unexpected anal. I need you to do that sound effect.
I would love to see that just that what is it, the MP3 title. It's like
Texas Rose Kettle Pictures up again.
Yeah, it's like just, unexpected anal.mp3. Like, it's just like, I mean, you can't undo that. You can't remove that from your computer. It's always going to be there.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
that's the unexpected part.
I'm a big fan of the tastefully fading away when it comes to sex.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't like writing it. I stay away from writing it.
Absolutely.
I typically don't like reading it. And I really don't like it when it appears in TV, not because I'm against it, but because it's just awkward for everyone who is sitting and watching it. Like if you're sitting and watching with your family or something, and it's like everyone is just sitting there waiting for it to end.
Yeah, especially if like something comes on and you're like, a teenager and you're watching something with your parents, and it's like, no, you just ruined the whole night for everyone involved. So
the awkward sex scene, parents.
Especially in a movie you don't expect it. Like that's happened to me a few times before, and I've just determined not to go to any movies where I think that might possibly happen. Yeah.
Like it's just it's not great because you're sitting there and it's like you're sitting there and the thought pops into your head. I'm almost certain that at least one member of my family is currently turned on, and they are like right next to me. I'm not okay with this.
That's even worse. Oh my god. No, let's not.
Yeah, you don't want to. Let's fucking because so my family and I, we watch Game of Thrones every single week together. It is a family thing.
That's a tricky thing. Yeah, it's watching Game of Thrones.
That's a tricky thing.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Game of Thrones has really, really dialed down on they've really
the
dialed
gratuitous
down.
sex scenes. Yeah, it used to be more common, but they've yeah.
And to be fair, Westworld was restrained. It had two sex scenes. Well, I mean, like two.
Did it? I don't even remember.
Two gratuitous ones. Yeah, it had the first major one was William's asshole friend with like the 5 prostitutes, and then the other one was the orgy palace where everyone was painted gold.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about those.
The orgy.
I think I skipped that scene actually because we were watching it.
Yeah,
the parents.
I was rewatching it. I was rewatching it recently, and by the way, Westworld is even better when you're watching it the second time. I just skipped the orgy palace because that was just like, why are you doing this? Why is everyone painted gold? I mean, come on, you're on like episode 6 already. You're not going to draw new audiences in by episode 6. Either they're on board. Everyone who's watching this show is already on board. Like,
they had to just make sure that you were on board.
Like, just because it's an HBO show doesn't mean it needs to be gratuitous. Fucking.
Well, you see, they knew you were on board, so now they were helping you get off.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like Game of Thrones is created. I feel like. I feel like Game of Thrones has created a bit of an annoying precedent that will go forward in a lot of HBO dramas.
Well, HBO was already notorious for that since like the 90s. That's why you watched HBO, was to get R-rated content on TV.
But I think it's going to push it even further, almost like it's going to be almost like it's a requirement.
I don't know. I think it's going backwards. Like, everyone freaked out over the Sansa scene, even though that was one of the most tastefully done, actually. I mean, you saw nothing but they unzipped her back and then cut to Reek's horrified expression. It's like, it's actually very artistically done. It wasn't gratuitous at all. But now everyone's got to complain, so they'll never do that again.
We did.
They'll do it again.
They'll do it again.
It's like, you can't not have it. The rape was an essential plot point. That was why you hate the guy, and then it's what made him punching him to death, and then the dog so satisfying. It's payoff.
And then watching Sansa, watching Sansa, recover from that and manage to be a strong, She continues. She's able to she is able to survive.
Yeah.
And then ditches fucking sister.
Pardon?
Theon, he fucking ditched his sister.
Oh yeah, he did ditch his sister, but it was still nice to see. I think I liked that they kept that. It's not like the fucking. I was talking about this in the Patreon D&D group earlier about the fact that Game of Thrones often does a lot of gratuitous things that don't make sense now. So like when fucking Stannis set fire to his fucking daughter, like that was a gratuitous scene that did not need to be in because it aided a plot point that didn't go anywhere.
I don't know. Stannis is probably dead, but it's like at the same time they didn't show it. That's what's always made me think. Is like, why didn't they show her stabbing him? A splatter of blood and all that. We saw his brother die from the frickin' ghosty, the shadow baby thing.
Yeah.
They should have giggled at it.
But on the other hand, there's no way that Brienne would have walked all the way from.
Yeah, or we'd see scenes where she's bothered that he's not dead or not sure.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Like
all right, guys.
I mean, he died at the end of season 5. So
are you ready for some next level shit?
Oh no.
What?
Okay. So, in the book, I don't know if any of you guys have read the book.
Only the first one.
No.
In the 3rd book, Catelyn Stark comes back alive as like a zombie.
Yeah, Lady Stoneheart.
Yep. There is a nod to Lady Stoneheart in one of the most recent episodes.
Ooh,
Really?
Really?
Yeah. So in the scene where Arya is battling Brienne of Tarth, or just sparring.
Yeah.
She says, "You swore to serve my mother's daughters," and as she says "mother," a woman walks by that resembles Catelyn Stark.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then you see Brienne get all hot and bothered about that, and that's when she's like, "Yeah, you're right, I did."
Are we talking about like the Mountain, that kind of zombie?
Well, she comes back as she's kind of. I mean, she's not crazy. She's just like mute.
Okay. I always assumed that was just the Mountain's natural craziness coming through in these recent seasons. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, hang on. I've got the scene up. I'm just trying to find a screenshot.
I have never seen Game of Thrones.
And you suck.
I see. Yeah, no, season 7 is going good. I'm excited to see how that all goes. You know, it's
Yesterday's episode was pretty good.
yeah, it's there's no guarantee
The
with
song was
the
fantastic.
dragons. Dragons can be killed. I mean, the dragons are almost extinct, so obviously they're not going to be, you know, the end all be all for Targaryen or Dany, because Jon's also Targaryen. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Boom, found it.
What?
The thing Neil was talking about. Hang on, I'm sending it into the Patreon group.
Okay.
Going through and sent. Wait, no, not sent yet. Boo! Send faster, fucking internet. You guys are chewing up my internet with your Skyping me and your podcasting. There we go. Sent the screenshot through.
Okay. Let me open this shit.
And yeah, that was actually very good timing. Because it's interesting, because I do know that the last that you saw of Lady Stoneheart in the books, she was with Brienne.
Yeah, she's a major player in Brienne's storyline in the Game of Thrones books.
Because as far as I know in the books, the last they saw of her, she ordered Brienne to kill Jaime, and that's the last of, and the book just kind of left them there without answering what happened.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I got to rewatch that episode now. It's interesting.
Like, so I'm not entirely, so like, I haven't read the books, but every time sort of nods and theories come up, I do like to read them. That does go into the books. Like, there are things in the books that really, really do interest me. I do want to read them eventually.
I think it's best for everyone to just understand that the books and show are different. And that was like the hardest part for the fandom at large to deal with up until these recent seasons that fully diverged. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Although, the fact that they've, that's something that fans are always going to struggle with. I remember when people used to when people got pissed off, and you can still see it in the Stable Tech animatic video where we released the episode 1 animatic, where there were people who got pissed off because the dialogue got changed.
Is that really what they were mad about, and not the non-existence of the episode?
No, I mean, there were people who were pissed off about that, but I mean, literally, there was one dude who just went on a rant about the writing. And for the record, and I'm not just saying this because the episode's writer is in the live chat right now listening to this. He's in the chat right now, Mr. Daniel Mohan. But I actually really fucking liked the first episode's writing.
No, I thought the first episode writing was great. Absolutely.
Exactly.
I was actually surprised how much the writing team hated the episode 2 script. I never understood that myself. I thought that was
we hated the episode 2. We hated the episode 2. Thing is, the episode 2 script, it kept all the worst parts of chapter 2 and chapter 3 and lost all the good parts of chapter 2 and chapter 3.
Maybe it's just been forever since I listened to the original story, but I don't know. It seemed fine to me.
We never liked it, and at the time it seemed like we wouldn't be able to go back and redo it. And of course, But, see, the episode 1 script is great because it gave us the original fucking the best part about the rewritten episode 1 was that it gave us the best line. Velvet, what can I do to you? For you!
For you. Yeah, that was great. She did a great job recording that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I'm pretty sure that it shouldn't have been that. Lil Pip instead should have said, Velvet, nice to meet you.
Oh, that's even better. Oh, yeah.
Both of those.
After some extreme finagling and some crazy amounts of space use, like, I don't think I've ever used fabric space in this way ever. I have managed to fit 3 Battered Blade plushies onto this half-yard piece of fabric.
Fantastic.
I'm proud of myself right now. I gotta take a picture of this. You guys gotta see.
Yeah, hook me up with one of them. I want a Battered Blade.
Well, I'm not gonna have actual progress pictures of the plushie done anytime soon. Like I said, I have to get her sent off to Tumwater and have my friend Riven put the cutie marks and shit.
I was so happy after like 2 years to finally have like the cutie mark art, because it's like I had it pictured in my head for ages, but it's like then finally getting to hobble it all together, was so great. So yeah, it's so cute in her scariness. Yeah, and then what else is coming back? Stranger Things, that should be fun. And I don't know what to make of the new trailers, though. The trailers seem vaguely like, oh, it's more of the same kind of thing. I just like, I don't know what to derive plot-wise from it.
It looks like it's a continuation of the first 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of, it's going to play up like the PTSD of the kid that actually got trapped in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
It's going to explain the shit he was coughing up at the end.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, shoot, you're right.
I mean, 2 episodes from the end of it.
Yeah.
Because he's still, like, in a way, he's still kind of stuck in the Upside Down, because he fucking, like, has his little PTSD flashback things.
Yeah, it's almost like something came back with him. Oh, that's right. That is going to be fun to play with. And of course, Elle will be back because she's essential. She's the best part. I mean, really, the greatest success of Stranger Things is the quality of child actors they found to play all the kids, because they did do a fantastic job, because it's tricky to find good kid actors.
Oh god,
it really is.
Trying to find kid actors is just a nightmare and a half.
Okay, I am currently standing on my bed to show you all this shit.
Oh my gosh.
Don't fall.
Nice.
I'm 3 hours away from being able to help you, Needle.
Yeah, well, I have other people in my life other than you, Indy.
I'm aware.
Sad Piccolo.
But yeah, so that is 3 Battered Blade plushies.
Fantastic.
Impressive.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I can see it. Wow, that is a lot of... You bought a lot.
That is half a yard. I didn't buy a lot. I bought the bare minimum.
You bought the bare minimum for 3.
For 1. That I thought I was going to need, and it turns out I could fit 3 on there.
James, FYI, in the chat, I think someone's trying to get to the Discord server.
Oh, shit.
I'm still not on the Discord server.
Really? Because, I mean, our Patreon gives the...
I posted in the Skype that I was having troubles, and no one got back to me.
Okay, hang on. Let me get you sorted out.
I clicked the link, but it won't pop up on my Discord.
Alright, cool. I've sent you a new link now. As for... Phoenix. Why don't I recognize that name? Yeah, go onto Skype.
Hey, there we go.
I will get that sorted out in a moment. We're in a world where I have to handle administrative things. Clearly, this is the world's end.
Yeah. It's one of those things, because I really don't, I didn't set up the Discord or anything, and I seldom use it, to be honest. I'm not, a little behind on stuff.
It's funny, because I found myself basically running a lot of those areas of Discord, and I do make the joke of the fact that, because I also run EAST Corp's PayPal, and I find it really funny that I control money in a volunteer studio. It's basically pretend power.
It's like executive producer. It's just pretend power.
Exactly. Which also, like, technically, Needle, Skybolt, myself, and Kelly should have executive producer type credits added to every single video. But
yeah, but that's pretentious.
I think I did do it once. Where I went the whole way. But then it was kind of like, you know what? That is 4 extra names I have to type into Premiere Pro, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to ignore it.
Yeah.
We're not quite that professional. We're fucking we're idiots with a microphone.
No, I think of it in terms of like what boilerplate is already there. So it's like in Confessions, the created and written by was sort of like passive aggressive me exerting myself as a writer in the early Stable-Tech days. So that's why that's there.
I'm not an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. You're a needle.
Yeah. Means I'm a prick.
I also add the
We're all idiots.
Oh, I mean, I also add the created and written by, but to be fair, that's just for the because, you know, give credit where credit's due. Although that does make some of my earlier work feel a little bit narcissistic when I get to the credit sections, because in a lot of my work, I've found myself being more or less a one-man band. So when you get to a point where it's like created, written, directed, developed, edited, voice acted. Yeah?
Phoenix is getting impatient.
Yeah, hang on, chill. Chill Neil, not chill Phoenix. I don't see you on Skype. Phoenix, hang on. Are you sure you've got
Do they have patron status?
So, what else is coming up down the road? I guess we're getting closer to Ruby season 6 or 5 now. That should be interesting.
And Red vs. Blue only has one more episode left in this season.
Oh, damn. Another thing.
Yeah, and it has been a pretty fantastic season so far. It's had 1 or 2 small missteps, but on the whole, it's doing quite well.
All right.
Phoenix, I don't see you on our list of currently pledged patrons.
Yeah, you only get on the Discord group if you're a patron.
Yeah. That's why I didn't recognize your name. Your name's not on here.
Oh, yeah, season 5 or volume 5. Now, it should be interesting now that they actually arrived at the plot again. I mean, it's almost like all of volume 4 was like a filler episode. It was a weird thing. We've talked about that plenty, but yeah.
Oh god, yes. I just have this love-hate relationship with the show, because when it's good, it's great, but it's so rarely good.
Yeah, it's sort of like, it's honestly starting to feel like to me, not completely, but like Walking Dead status, where it's like the season opener and closer are really, really solid, and, you know, it's got good music and stuff, but then it feels like a lot of filler. It's like, that's one thing I've discovered about myself, is that shows need a definitive direction of, like, the end point where they're headed to, the end of the journey that they're headed to. I don't know.
Like, the problem with, like, on the one hand, I like that Ruby has sort of separated its characters, but on the other hand, it's very... But, on the one hand, it's not particularly... It's not separate, it's not given those characters anything interesting to do.
Yeah.
And which there's not much point if you don't have anything interesting to do.
Yeah, so... Yeah, and then some production stuff is just, you get caught up in, yeah, you're always waiting on the slowest cog, essentially. So it's like, if you're missing, like, one voice actor line, but because you don't have that one voice actor line, you can't finalize audio, and you can't build video around said audio. You end up kind of just
nudge, nudge, cough, cough.
Just kind of end up waiting on stuff to happen because you absolutely need that line of audio. So,
wink, wink, nudge, nudge, cough, cough.
Oh, they're probably not even.
Right, what was that?
They don't freaking care. So yeah, it's just one of those things.
Why is Needle wink, wink, nudge, nudge, cough, coughing?
Because that's part of the reason why Confessions is a little bit behind, because we're waiting.
Yeah, we don't want to go into that too much.
Literally one line. Literally one sentence. It's driving me crazy. I mentioned it 2 weeks ago. So anyway, it's going to be great as soon as it launches, because it really, yeah, it was unintentionally just this massive convergence of a bunch of stuff I was working on. So, yeah, it should be fun. And then I'm excited to get to Terminal Secrets 5 also, because that's another one I've been very excited to write.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm also kind of eager to see to see Terminal Secrets completed at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Because counting the absolutely gigantic fucking pitch period for it, I have been working on Terminal Secrets for like 4 years now.
Dude, I know. It's it's crazy how much time we've actually been in Fallout Equestria crap.
Oh God, yeah. Which is, it is going to make it really, really sad when I eventually stop working on Fallout Equestria stuff. But
I know. It's like, those were the days of our lives. Din, 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 din. The bad things in life were so few.
Skybolt's singing for us, ladies and gentlemen.
I had the Queen Greatest Hits album in high school because I was in media class, so I'd end up working a Queen song in here or there in different places. It was a fun time. That was like when I was first getting used to like doing media anything. I mean, playing around with Windows Movie Maker and like, you know, high school videos for, you know, advertisements for dances or whatnot. It was a fun time. Is there anything else anyone wanted to talk about? I think we're running at the end of our talking points.
Yeah, it's also like 10:30 and I'm starting to get really, really tired.
Yeah. Okay. Indy, is there anything you wanted to mention? Our fantastic patron.
Not really, no. I said I'm allergic. I like to listen.
Give him a big head.
What?
I said stop calling him fantastic. You'll give him a big head.
All of our patrons are fantastic.
All of our patrons are the best. We love our patrons so much.
He's literally the only one I can rip into and not feel bad about because I act.
Everyone who is currently not our patrons should be our patrons.
Essentially.
They get access to that really cool Discord server you have.
Have you got in yet? Yeah, there we go. I see you in there. Yeah, our Discord server is freaking awesome.
I've been in there for a while. Since you said
yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
That's not a while. That's like 20 minutes.
Not even. It's been 10 minutes.
Not even. It's been about 12.
10 minutes exactly. But yeah, honestly, our Patreon server is absolutely fantastic. It has everyone there really does have a lot of fun, and they've created a very, very close, tight-knit community, which I'm a very big fan of that. They have a regular D&D group going on that the patrons organized all between themselves. which is actually going on right now. I was supposed to join them again this week, but, podcast does come first.
See, I was supposed to be one of the DMs for that, but the guy never, told me when they were going to start. They just started.
Yeah, they eventually did start, and I joined them late. I started a butterfly cult in the end. It was fantastic. Yeah. Convinced a bunch of raiders to stop fighting us because of butterflies, and it somehow worked. It was surprisingly fun.
That actually sounds fun. When do they do that?
They're doing it right now, so it's every Sunday.
Okay, I might have to get in on that.
Yeah, you can get in on that. They accept pretty much anyone. They're really, really friendly guys, and like I said, the EAST Corp fan community is really, really great. We have a few people who are on the Patreon, but they don't really. They kind of pop in every now and then. But we've got 5 or 6 guys and gals who are super, super fucking. They're always on there, and it really is just a really great community. It's it's actually kind of funny that the $1 tier, the cheapest reward tier we have, is the one that our patrons have enjoyed the most.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about returns. Yeah.
Yeah. The Lucondrix thinks I was going to go on a rant again. That's technically not a not a rant. It's kind of just a statement. Okay, fine. Maybe it was a bit of a rant. It was a teeny bit of a happy rant. Vermont can do happy rants sometimes. Vermont can be happy, positive, and bright about life.
It's so strange.
Vermont thinks Vermont doesn't hate everything about the writing in Fallout 4. Supernatural and Arrow haven't entirely gone to shit.
I actually just finished my first Railroad playthrough. That was new for me. I'd never played Railroad before.
Ugh, the Railroad are the worst.
I know.
Ugh.
It was all just to it's really all just to appease Curie because she likes the Railroad. And the other thing, I was going to play a full Brotherhood playthrough, but then my stupid game glitched, and I guess it's a common glitch where you talk to Dance, and he's like, "Oh, they're still fighting us," because you have to save the ghouls, kill all the ghouls at the very beginning when you meet them. And sometimes, even if you kill them all, they don't break out of that, and so yeah, I couldn't join the Brotherhood, so I got mad and massacred them all.
I haven't heard that yet.
So I'll have to start another playthrough at some point. The video games are fun, and and make sure I get right away into the Brotherhood, and then do everything else.
All right, so I do think we can use this as a signal.
Yeah, yeah.
Till the end of the podcast, I'm still very disappointed in you, Skybolt, for calling this episode High Roller Suite and not #ZebraDeck.
I don't know if we should put that as the name. I don't know.
Demonetized.
Yeah. I was going to name it Ignore
Any
the
of our
First
videos
15
are monetized anyway.
Yeah, we can't monetize any of our videos. Though I went onto Social Blade, and it says that if we were to monetize, we'd make a whole $150 a year off of that.
Actually, in fact, so I was talking to Spike about this, because Spike is actually a relatively successful YouTuber.
Yeah, with only 1.2 million subscribers or something.
Relatively successful. He was actually saying it's a smart idea to attempt to monetize them anyway, because we're supposed to be getting $10 per every 100 views.
Oh shit!
That would be sweet.
Okay,
I get decent AdSense money from my own channel, except for the videos that are a little bit too AdSense-y, but it's fun.
Yeah, since a lot of the YouTube fuckery that has been going on lately, chances are a lot of our videos won't be able to be monetized because they are 18 plus. But it is smart to at least try.
Horse stick.
All right. I think it's worth trying. I will investigate that in the morning when I am not dying of sleep deprivation.
Okie dokie.
The worst thing they can do is just demonetize it. So
exactly.
Exactly. There's not actually much they can do. Fucking Stable Tech should have monetized their shit.
Oh, I was so upset when we got the invitation for Channel Frederator, and they turned it the fuck down, even though I already had it on my own channel, and I knew it was good and was working.
Yeah. What's the chance you think? What's the chance you think we could get that here at EAST Corp, Sky? Since you're currently a member.
Probably. I mean, what did I get the offer? I got the offer at like 2,000 subs, so probably.
Huh. Maybe we should look into that. What have you sort of gotten out of it?
Money. It's been about a little over $1,000 at this point.
Because I know Frederator also. What I'm most interested in with Frederator is actually the library of sound assets that they have.
Oh, really? I didn't even know about that.
It's like on their front page. It's one of the things they have. They have a library of assets to use.
Oh, that could be good. Yeah, I mean, I just they cut me a check every once in a while. That's about it. So.
Oh yeah, like the whole idea with the Frederator network is that they give you a whole bunch of other shit other than that. Oh, apparently they just got hacked.
Oh, sweet. All right, now I'm boned. That's okay. I've got plenty of financial protection layers.
I'm going to one of their backup sites now to check on what the fuck just happened.
Whatever. I mean, so many big companies get hacked now. It's like, oh yeah, they might have taken your information, the Chinese. I'm like, great. Thanks for protecting me, fucking CIA. You're too busy spying on us through every damn camera you can.
That's the NSA.
It's all the same shit. So
you're getting your assholes confused.
No, it's
you're getting your orifices confused. One of them's the.
Yeah, no, the CIA should go back to failing to turn over foreign governments like it's best at. It's like, oh yeah, Bay of Pigs. Yeah, or commit illegal experiments on the people that they're supposed to be defending, like the whatever it was when they gave all the black people something. I forget what that was. That was terrible.
So it is currently 64 degrees Fahrenheit in my room. Okay.
Fun. That's pretty damn cold, actually.
The fever's so high right now, it feels like it's 90.
Oh damn.
Like, I am dying. I'm waiting for this fucking fever to break.
Yeah, don't know what Fahrenheit is still. So, yeah.
That's like 18C, I want to say.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let me see if I got that right. I just pulled that off out of my ass. 64 Fahrenheit in Celsius. Yeah, 17.77. Ha, bitches. Engineer.
And then what's 90? What's 90 in
90 is going to be like 35, I want to say. 90 is 32.2. See, the key is remembering like the common like peak numbers. Like human blood temperature at 98 is like 38 C. So that's the key, is remembering those. 36.6. And then room temperature is roughly 25 or something. Yeah, so if you're at like 78 room temperature, then it's 25 Celsius. Good times. Yeah, so I think we're basically done. I'm gonna go grab me some lunch now. That's sounding pretty good.
Probably gonna have more tea because I can't fucking eat anything.
Yeah, have some.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You can't have tea, Needle. You don't own a kettle. Whatever it is you're drinking, it's not tea.
You're not tea.
You're not tea.
No, I'm not. But congratulations on figuring it out. Go throw some tea into the harbor.
Those were actually not tea. Those were blocks. Those were bricks of tea, not even bags.
Of tea.
They were.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just packed tea leaves, because, I mean, you're shipping it across the ocean, so you want maximum return for your voyage.
Yeah. Also, because, like, you don't want to give the colonies, real tea.
Why would we want tea when we had our own hemispheric superior beverage in coffee? Coffee is vastly superior to tea, so we don't need tea. And you can tell because our empire surpassed the homeland empire also.
Tea is only good when there's a shit ton of sugar in it.
Yeah. Tea's only good when you can give opium to some Chinese people for it. That's
You are both heathens.
imperialist tea.
Fucking 1 sugar in tea at like is the maximum.
Is it by
You would hate South then.
How much sugar do you put in your tea?
I don't really measure it out.
Oh,
More than
God.
one.
I use stevia because it's a good low-calorie or no-calorie herbal like sugar thingy.
The Englishman in me is dying inside.
You're not English.
I'm referring to the
I'm
southern.
super fucking English.
I thought you
You're
were
South
Portuguese.
African.
Yeah, so the one half of my family is from Portugal, and the other half of my family is from English. I take more from the English side than the Portuguese side,
We
but
can
I know
tell.
the Portuguese.
We
But I
can-
know the. It's weird. Like, so I am far closer to the family members who are Portuguese than I am to the family members who are English. But I have almost entirely taken after the English side, except for my skin. I've got the tanned Portuguese skin.
Yeah.
And the receding hairlines.
Oh.
Yeah, you're
But it's
22
the-
bald.
Well, the thing is, it's the receding hairline that doesn't actually ever lead to baldness. It's the one that kind of just goes and stays receded.
Yeah.
Except the slight problem.
Happens.
Except the problem is that I go bald anyway because I shave all my hair off, as y'all can see with my Skype avatar picture.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, it's a good picture. I
It's
look
fine.
great
Yeah,
in
no,
it.
no, you're rocking it. Absolutely.
Good picture, yeah.
You can blame your mom for the baldness.
There's no history of baldness in my family at all on either
No.
side.
Fun fact, male pattern baldness is actually a sex-linked trait. So,
Sexy.
it's possible, that's why it's called male pattern baldness, because typically it's held on the X chromosome, which is provided by the mother. And if a Y chromosome comes in with a recessive trait that is overpowered by the male pattern baldness, you're going to have male pattern baldness. But
Yeah.
if the father gives an X chromosome and the fetus is a female, it is possible that the X chromosome given by the father cancels out the X chromosome given by the mother, in which case the woman would not have a receding hairline. That's why you're more likely to see receding hairlines in men than you are in women.
Yeah.
I got baldness in both sides of my family, so I'm not even surprised or anything. I just ride it out as long as I have hair. It's whatever.
I'm not a big fan of hair. Like, I was actually, I've been really, really happy that the winter is slowly coming to an end here in South Africa, which means that I could finally shave off my hair.
I don't
and
normally
go
grow mine
back-
too long either. It's like as soon as it's like over your ears, immediately I gotta shave down the sides. Or like if it touches,
Yeah.
I don't know, like my neckline. No, so
Like, I used to rock the afro, like, hardcore. but
I
now-
remember some of those early pictures.
But now, essentially, what I do is my by way of self-styling is I go and ask the girls that I'm friends with, do I look attractive like this? And if they
That's
say
the shortest.
no,
Yeah,
I stop doing that.
yeah.
Apparently, at the moment, I look like an attractive convict.
Eh.
Yeah, the
Which-
first impression I got from that picture was what's his name, the low winter sun guy who was also in that I forget his name. I think he's English. Yeah.
What?
Anyway, it's some actor guy. He's in this series
Okay.
called Low Winter Sun that ended really quickly.
You look a darker version of Bono.
That was mean. That was very hurtful.
That's very insulting. Yeah.
How was that mean? Bono's cool, man.
No, he's
I love
not.
you too.
Ugh. Oh. Ooh.
I think I just
That was
killed
my rendition of a U2 song.
So you're singing one, right?
Where the streets have no name.
I'm singing all of them. It's a medley.
It's a medley. Well, you know what the best U2 song is? Is the one that Apple forces onto your iPod, and everyone gets very, very upset about. I'm not even an Apple person, but I was surprised by how visceral the reaction was of all the iWatch or Apple Watch denizens who did not want that U2 album on their Apple Watch at all. But apparently it was like hardwired in, so you couldn't delete it, and that pissed off a lot of people.
It pissed off. I didn't have an Apple Watch, but I had just a normal Apple phone, and I had it on there. So that was just fucking. Because I mean that was a really good way to kill their own reputation a little bit. Was just attaching themselves to that because it made them seem ridiculously desperate.
Yeah, no kidding. I know for them, they were probably thinking, oh, Apple, hip and cool, blah, blah, blah. But no, that was the very opposite reaction marketing-wise.
Okay. We should actually go down to the side. I know this is like the third time that we've said it and got to
end the podcast. Well, we want to thank our fantastic patron for joining us, Mr. Indy.
No problem.
We're calling him fantastic again. Nino doesn't like it when we do that.
I didn't say that. I just said you're going to give a big head.
But yeah, and all
then I'm going to hear it later. He's going to come to me. He'll be like, hey, Stitch, I'm fantastic.
And and all of our fantastic listeners, we're also getting higher listener counts, where it's creeping up into the 19s on average now, which is pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, that is absolutely fantastic, because I mean, when we first started the podcast, we were sitting on sixes, I think.
Yeah,
6
6s,
or 7,
and then 9s, and then 11s. So it's little by little, it matters. It's
been really. It is one of the most fantastic things to go and look and watch the amount of people that watch your content grow. Like, Ammo is just about to hit 500 views.
Yeah.
Why don't I see Chems on here?
Chems should be out. Is that not?
Oh, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was looking. I was looking at one row too low. There's Chems. Yeah, Chems.
You scared me for a second. I'm like, did we forget to actually release it?
Yeah, there's Chems at 274. Ammo's at 499. Guns is at 488. So we are also really, really close to, and I'd really like it by the end of this year if we could get to a point where all of our Wasteland Survivor guides were over 500 for each one.
That would be pretty sweet.
That would be really, really cool. Which I suppose we should see a nice up peak in viewership when Confessions 6 comes out, because that happened with Confessions 5 and Terminal Secrets 4 was that between the two of them, especially Confessions, I think that brought in about 600 subscribers between those two. Mostly Confessions, of course.
Nah, it's gonna be sweet. We keep on building.
It's fun to watch the channel numbers grow up, but it's also really, really fun to go onto other channels and find people referencing EAST Corp.
Yes, I love seeing that.
Wait, that's the thing? I have not seen that.
Oh, yeah. Every now and then you'll find them. And you'll find people referencing EAST Corp and saying how that they like us, that they support us, and more importantly, that we really deserve more subscribers than we currently have.
Yes, we do.
That's always that is always so encouraging to read. I know, I read every single comment in any time I release a video.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, I read every single comment, which is like, please
love us.
I think the video with the most comments I've ever worked on had 500 or so. I think it was the ad for Equestria Daily, which I wrote. And I've read every single comment on there twice. Because it really is encouraging to hear people say nice things about you.
Yeah.
I like it when people say nice things about me.
Right? Say nice things about us, please. Please. Please.
Except for Skybolt.
Except for Skybolt. Hashtag zebra dick.
Wait, what'd I do?
Yep.
I'm only half paying attention.
By the way, did you guys know? Did everyone here know that a group of raccoons is called a business?
Yes.
Really?
I didn't know.
Are you sure you knew that?
Positive.
A business of
actually called a
raccoons.
gaze.
That's even more ironic
It's actually-
considering that they have, like, they're compared to being little criminals, so that they're
The
like
thing
a
is that
business. What is this, like, organized crime?
A group of raccoons is
same
actually
thing
called
for,
a gaze, and they're fucking with you. But, you know,
Oh,
So what do you call a group of crows?
a murder.
a murder.
Come on.
Murder of
So that means 2 crows is attempted murder.
I like that. Sweet.
Oh, God.
You're so punny, Stitch.
I know.
She
That's
learns
why
from the
people
best.
like me.
But yeah, so we actually started this joke at my university with the line, "Did you know that a group of raccoons is called a business?" Though they are actually called gays. But because you don't really think about what the collective noun for a raccoon is, so you're willing to buy it, and it sounds kind of quirky.
Animals have
So-
weird collective names.
So we've pushed this joke to the most ridiculous extent. Almost all of us have managed to sneak this into essays that we've submitted at some point.
Oh my gosh.
Every single term, our lecturers ask us for feedback, or ask us for anonymous feedback, and all of us, when they ask for your feedback, all of us just write, "Did you know a group of raccoons is a business?"
Guys,
What?
we should really go. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to kick everybody. Bye!
Okay, well, what she failed to realize is that the podcast is controlled by me on the OBS stream. So, I think I'm going to keep on talking for just a little while longer. We might as well close out the podcast like we started, with a monologue. Except it wasn't so much of a monologue as only listening to one half of a conversation. Which I have no idea how I'm going to splice in the original now, but it will be at some point. Yeah. I love this picture that has been left up now for all of our endings of Starlight and Trixie. I just love the artist for sure, and then just the expression, the humanized versions. It's very, very lovely. Yeah, that's right. I'm still going. You forgot who's in control here. But yeah, I am also hungry, so I'm probably going to go get lunch. So thank you, every pony, for listening to our lovely podcast, episode number 21. And we will be back as soon as possible with more good stuff on the EAST Corp Productions channel. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.